Chapter 1. Kimchi, a spicy Korean dish. I gazed out the airplane window into the yellow-gold river of an ever-expanding horizon. I saw in the clouds faint vestiges of my own face, trembling lips, pale cheeks, and almond-shaped eyes, reflecting a curious mixture of trepidation and awe. I willed the aircraft to turn around. I was unsure what lay beyond the horizon, and an ever-increasing part of myself was not ready to find out. Thousands upon thousands of times I dreamt about this moment, and now I wanted to run, to turn back towards the safety of the small New Hampshire town that had become my entire world. It might have been better not to know, but once you're on an Airbus crossing the Pacific with a scheduled arrival in less than 4 hours into Incheon International Airport, it's damn near impossible to turn back and pretend that everything is okay. At the age of 20, I had decided to travel back to my birthplace, South Korea. I wanted ledgers of facts, nothing more. I wasn't ready to step into the gray areas or shadows. I simply wanted answers to satisfy my curiosity and return to life as usual. But I learned that there are no simple answers, only questions that lead to paths, and once some doors are opened, they can never be shut. On the second leg of the flight over, all I wanted was to turn the plane around, to travel backwards in time. I hadn't known that I would sit for 16 hours straight while I was forced to swim against the cyclone of my own thoughts. I tried to get up and do calisthenics, stretches, paces, anything to get out of my head, but I couldn't stop the tempest. I was scared of what I would discover, that perhaps my life would be altered in such a way that I would never feel the same again. Or that I would discover that all my beliefs about fate and destiny were wrong, that I was not meant to ever be born, and that I was another tragic but unimportant mistake. The chatter and life on the streets wouldn't resume any differently, and there would be no antiquated aura of mystery surrounding the place where I stood. Music played through my airplane headphones, and I sensed something different, a strange undercurrent surging beneath the overly formal Western band. In this undertow, I found the wonder and richness of an eerie and alien place in my mind. I was finally traversing the waters that separated my imagination and birthplace. I startled as the passenger beside me shifted in his seat, breaking my reverie. What business could bring a person far from the place they grew up, halfway across the world, into what might very well be a mirage? Yet at this moment, there could be no secrets between strangers. I suspected that if we looked each other in the eyes, we would see the same thing. Some lingering, unsatisfied part of our souls on a quest. I wondered what the moment of realization would finally be like. I had toyed with it, played with it, let it unfold 1,000 different ways into a dance whose unfathomable rhythm etched its swift pattern into stark lines of anticipation through my mind. I'd spent hours in mist-tinged dreams, waking and sleeping, struggling to find meaning and answers in the chaos. When I was 7 years old, one of my father's coworkers traveled to Daegu, South Korea for the Olympics. Mainly in hopes of obtaining medical records, my dad sent my adoption records with him. His friend recounted the story and the shock he felt when, instead of a file, the adoption worker paraded out 3 small girls. He brought back photographs, and I was astounded at how tiny they looked. At the time, the girls' ages were 10, 12, and 14, and I was told their names were Bo, Chung, and Kyung, respectively. I would soon discover that these were not their entire names, and that there was much more to the story that hadn't been able to cross the barriers of translation. They crept into my thoughts now, 3 girls, my biological sisters, with raven tresses and eyes like darkened embers burning through moonless midnight. They'd always been there, lingering beneath the surface, waiting to be found,